Hello, good evening, and welcome to Thingamajig's Racing channel. This evening, ladies and gentlemen, for your perusal, we are covering the Virtual Racers Club's Radical Racing Round 5, and we are at, I can never pronounce this one, Ivor Big Wang? Ivor Big Wang. Yeah, sorry, Iger Nordwand. So Ivor Big Wang we're at, and we're in these oversized go-karts, ladies and gentlemen, and they are having a blast. We have a championship table to get through first. What shall I say? We've got 3 sprint racers. It's in the Radicals. You should know them by now. Absolutely awesome little car. And they're using the sports softs and sports medium tyres. And they have to use at least one of those sets each round. So if they could do 2 rounds on the softs and 1 round on the mediums, or if tyre wear is an issue, they may want to do 2 rounds softs. So far, we have seen that they are leaning towards the soft tyres, and we are only seeing the mediums used once per round. Are we all clear? Are we on board? Thank you very much. Muddy is in the chat, and we'll get to Muddy in 1 second. He says afternoon. Well, good afternoon, good sir. So, we have a championship table, and Muddy is a big player. I'm getting a phone call. Shall I take it? Who phones on a Sunday? It's got to be John, can it? I'll deny it. I'll deny it for now. Because who's ringing up on a Sunday? That's crazy. I'm off my drift now. I have my glasses. They're in my pocket. Here we go. Yeah, that was weird. We'll see. I think it's a junk one. I wanted to look. I've got a text through now, so we'll see. You missed a call from me at 4:10, 1st of June. This is a free call alert from O2 to disable this dial. God knows what that's about. Okay, right, we'll get back to what we were doing, shall we? Before we were rudely interrupted by phone calls. Coy in the chat saying afternoon, and Janet saying afternoon thingy. Well, hello. And welcome to the VRC. Skyjacker, ladies and gentlemen, is at the top of the table so far on... Hang on, let me work this out. 130 all points, drop scores total. Okay, they've added the both. We'll go with drop scores. Yes, we'll go with the drop scores total, because they do drop a round. They've started dropping races now, it seems. So, I don't quite understand. We'll just go with the drops. So, 138 Skyjacker is currently on, and Koikarp, Muddy, is on 127 points, only 11 points behind him in second place. Then in third, we have Big Dan on 123, 15 points adrift of Koikarp. There is still plenty of action to do in this race, in this round, in this championship. There is movement to be had. It's not all one-way traffic. Then in fourth, we have Bazza on 120 points, only 3 points behind Ensign Newer and 18 points behind the leader. This is tight. Second, third and fourth. How tight could it be? Then we have Scary Rambo in fifth. I believe that's Harvey. He's on 103 points. Then Pat in sixth on 98 points. We have Jay, who I believe is a Jammy Dodger, on 95 points in seventh. Eighth is Digital Blasphemy on 89 points. Jokas is in ninth on 72 points. Madman Ski is in 10th on 62 points. Thingamajig is on the boards, ladies and gentlemen, in dead last on 34 points. And then we've got 2 names that haven't scored, so I take it they've not turned up yet. So yes, Ivor Big Wang is the track we're using for round 5 of the Radical Racing series. Let's have a look at the grid, how they qualified. So on pole position, ladies and gentlemen, we have Sky in the Monster Radical. The championship leader, I've written their tyres down. He's starting on softs. Look at that, how organised am I? I actually wrote down their tyres. So Skyjacker, the man at the top of the table. Here he is. Hi, dude. How's it going? Can we get eye contact? No. I want eye contact. Oh, not quite eye contact. So Skyjacker is sitting on pole. In second spot, ladies and gentlemen, we have Pat enjoying Eiger Nordwand and getting a good qualifying in, starting in second ahead of the Baz. These are all on soft tyres so far, ladies and gentlemen. The Bazza getting third on the grid. Fourth goes to Big Dan, ladies and gentlemen. Big Dan, how far down is that if they fall over? That's not too bad, is it? So Big Dan is sitting in fourth place with the Jammy Dodger. Sorry, that's Koi Carp. I missed the line. Koi Carp starting in fifth, second in the championship, but he's getting the medium tyres out of the way early doors. Race one, medium tyres, done for the Koi. He's going to struggle to try and get ahead of them guys. He's going to need one or two of those to make a mistake to get any higher in this race, but for now, fifth place will have to do for the Koi of Carp. He is followed by Jammy Dodger in sixth, also on those medium tyres. And Jammy Dodger getting faster and faster each race we come around. No nasty stuff, we're jammy enough. There you go. I was really worried that was going to be something rude for a second then. And at the back, ladies and gentlemen, in seventh place is the Halves. And the Halves doesn't do things by half. I have been on track with Harvey at that last round, and he is a racer, ladies and gentlemen. So beware the rest of the pack. Right, that's your Group 7 Go Racing in either Big Wang and we're here to witness it. So pay homage, pay witness, let's get racing. So they're coming up over around the hairpin, the train station corner, and coming around down now, starting the race. Skyjacker leads them away ahead of Pat in second place. And a little lift there from Pat. I love it. They're catching air, ladies and gentlemen. And this track is going to be absolutely tight as a duck's backside. Big Dan in fourth, Koi now in fifth, Jammy Dodger nearly losing the position to Harvey, but he has now. Harvey under braking, pulls up on the inside of the Halves. God, these cars are really loud in my ear hole. I don't know if you can even hear me on the commentary, ladies and gentlemen, because all I can hear is the screaming sounds of little radical racers. Amazing. Sky then at the moment trying to cut a brake. I'm turning up my thing just to make sure I can hear. Yeah, you can hear me, that's fine. But, yeah, it's really loud. I don't know if I've turned my headphones up or something. But Pat then holding on to second, but the Baz is all up and in his busyness. And there we see Baz getting very close to the wall as he tries to race down the Apple/Red Bull Radical, and they're all chasing the monster green of Sky up ahead. And a little squirrel there from Pat, but he's got it all under control as we make our way round on the second lap here. Big Dan just behind us, having a whiff, one would say. And Pat now around the outside. Does Basil go? But no, he has to slot in behind, going down to the next hairpin. Another braking zone, another opportunity for the Baz to get up on the inside of the Pat, but it's just not working. And Pat there, lovely around the corner, and that is some close quarter racing, ladies and gentlemen. And Bazza then coming up around near, well, you can't say it's the final corner, but Pat's onto the barrier, but Baz has had to lift off. A bit of understeer for Baz right in the middle of the corner there, and he had to really get off the accelerator, and that saved Pat a little bit as he was scraping walls. And it looks like Big Dan's dropped further back from them guys as it is. Spacing out now at the lead. Koi is being caught by the Halves. Oh no, the Halves is on soft tyres. I apologise. Harvey had qualified on softs, but at the back, so Harvey making short work of the medium runners. Jamie Dodger down in 7th as the halves gets all up and in the Coy's business. Sitting on the fancy camera of the Radical as we chase down the Coy into the braking zone we go. The softer tyres, there's a little nudge there, and yes, a little nudge from Harvey has sent Coy out wide, and I believe Harvey now readdressing the situation. And he's got to be careful in that braking zone because Coy is on those medium tyres and he just cannot get the speed down in the corners. He has to brake a lot earlier than Harvey, so Harvey needs to get out of the way of the Coy into the braking zones. In the chat, Carbon giving us a wave. Janet saying, looking forward to the final round of Tyre Shredders Hoppers Racing stream when you get around to it, hopefully after the race. After, not this race, after the Formula 1 race at Barcelona. And Double A Ron saying League 5 title has been officially won by the A Ron. Well done, my friend. So Skyjacker, what? Oh, because it's I'm not sure. Yeah, he must have done. Must be mathematically impossible for anyone to catch him. We'll have a look at that on Monday evening. We'll be looking at their race at the Nürburgring GP, ladies and gentlemen. Endurance race for the URL here on the TRC network. Look at me, I'm going to start getting slick with this advertising. Sky then is up in the lead, Pat. So later on this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, at the TRC network, we'll be covering the Tyre Shredders round 6, seeing the final round of that. Oh, Pat's hanging it out, baby, with the Baz under pushing pressure on to the Pat. I can't believe how loud these engines are. I'm going to have to take my headphone off me ear. My word. So Bazza is up and about it. Big Dan is there in the periphery. Koikarp still holding off the soft-tired Harvey. And this is not good for the halves. He wants to catch up to that pack ahead of him and get involved in that racing while he's on these soft tyres. But Koikarp is the cork in his bottle. Koikarp defending well against the Halfmeister. Half on those faster tyres. Just cannot find a way past that of the Koi of Carp, and Harvey has been bashing that one for a while now. Up around the long overhill hairpin, can he get a run down to this next corner, the first corner? It's a tight one. He wants to get up and alongside and inside. He just cannot get close enough to the Koi. Koi's tyres will be lovely and warm now. Nearly losing it for Koi Carp there, and Harvey is just all up and about in his business. Is the move? No, he still cannot get around Koikarp at the moment. Koikarp defending like an absolute lion. No messing. Oh, that's a lovely camera angle, that one. I like that one. I don't think I've ever done a race here. Jamie Dodger in 7th, and now Skyjacker is absolutely trouncing the field, ladies and gentlemen. He has left them for DEAD. Can't spell. Dyslexic. Oh, Baz has got past Pat. I apologise. Oh, how long ago? 30 freaking hell. It was a while ago. Oh, well, we haven't seen much overtaking, so we will go back and look. Why not, eh? Oh, Pat making a mistake there onto the dirt and a little bit on the barrier, and it was a straight run for Bazza down to the first corner. And that is Bazza up and into second spot now. Pat having a look back, but he's got that damage and he'll be losing downforce through the hairpins there as Bazza tries to get on the accelerator, but Pat has got a light up his butt. He is absolutely on fire at the moment, and Big Dan has closed right in for this podium battle to be as tight as you like. Koikarp still defending from the halves. I think we watched them too. I think we're still not up to where we went back. Bazza still ahead of the Pat though, and Pat now, he's going to have to be concerned about Big Dan behind. Big Dan looking very racy today, and he'll be wanting to close in and have a piece of that action. Skyjacker at the moment bailed, dipped, bounced, whatever you want to call it. He has left the building. And Bazza in second with the Pat in hot pursuit. And they're leaving Big Dan a little bit adrift, with Coy still with his buddy Harvey. Harvey trying everything he can. Is there any more he can throw at him? Vodka Rob in the chat saying, afternoon, sir. Why, everyone's around on a Sunday. Hi, guys. So Harves is in 6th place, and he's on those soft tyres, trying to get past the Koi of Carp, whom is on the mediums again into the braking zone. And that slight push to pass there, and Harvey letting him back through again. And Harves getting caught out in that braking zone with those medium tyres, and Koi Carp catching him out every time. It's like the Alonso move. This time though, Harvey is up on the inside, but not enough to get by of the Carp. The Carp is ruthless with his defensive driving there, and he is frustrating Harvey in every way. Harvey just cannot find a way past that Radical here. Big Dan is all up and in Pat's business now for the battle of 3rd and 4th, and Bazza has left as well. Skyjacker, it seems like a little bit of clean air and no pressure here at Nordwand, and you are golden, you can fly. So Pat then has Big Dan all up and about his business on the fancy camera. Pat going a little wide there, and Big Dan trying to get up the inside, but not quite enough. And then they're put on the outside of the next corner. A wise man would try and get to the inside, or the outside of the first corner, to put themselves on the inside. Again, there goes Pat's defensive, staying to the inside of the corner and claiming the apex ahead of Big Dan. Koi Carp doing something similar to the man Harvey, and Harvey just cannot get a little bit of purchase up the inside of a Koi at the moment at this track. A very tricky track, it seems, for overtaking in this car. Skyjacker at the moment has gone. He's left. Bazza is chasing him down, but 109s for the Sky at the moment. Bazza managing 10s. Big Dan's ahead of the Pat, and poor Pat now, more damage. He must have hit a wall somewhere, and Big Dan then is joining the podium battles with Pat in 4th. The Koi is in 5th, and the Harv still frustrated behind Koi Carp. What can he do? And Janet saying, great race in this, guys, close stuff. It is, Harv's lost the back end, but he saved her, he scooped her up. Beautiful work from the Harvmeister there, and Koi Carp gets a little break, a breather, so to say, from the onslaught of pressure that Harvey has been applying throughout this race. Koi Carp must have multiple Chinese burns from all of the pressure that Harvey has been applying. Skyjacker leads this race, no stress, leads the championship, leads the race. It's all smooth sailing for the Sky. Bazza in 2nd. He came late to the championship, missing the first round, and now he has flourished into one of the contenders here. And Big Dan under threat. Remember, Big Dan, Bazza, and Koi Carp all very close in the points here. And this is going to be a huge boost for the Baz on the points front against the guys he's racing. Remember, these guys still to use the medium tyre though. Up here in 4th, Koi has got that medium tyre out the way in a fine 5th, and ahead of Harvey, who's on the softs. It looks like Harvey had a bit of an issue there. He's dropped really far back from Koi Carp. We saw him lose the car a little and pick it up, but maybe he's dropped it again, and that has put Jammy Dodger in play. Jammy Dodger on those medium tyres. We're nearly 10 minutes in, still 5 more minutes of racing here, and are the softs starting to give up? Skyjacker at the moment still in the 109s, not looking like his tyres are any worse for wear, and still maintaining a good pace. The Baz cannot crack. He's done a 109, but just now he can't. Maybe his tyres are past their best. These cars look absolutely lovely when they come over the hill. Big Dan has left Pat for dead. Pat, maybe he's struggling with that tyre wear at the moment. Koi Carp then, could he do something? He's in the 11s. But it's a huge chasm between himself and 4th place. But he's on his own at the moment, just cracking on and hoping that the soft tyres might die in the next 5 minutes. Harvey in 6th spot, trying to catch back up with Koi Carp, and Jammy Dodger is coming along for the ride. So Skyjacker on board with the Master, as we see a lap of Eiger Nordwand. and I'll take a sip of my hot brew. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing more fulfilling and fun for your throat than a nice warm liquid. Oh yeah, look at the Skyjacker then, just going straight across the apex and goes around to grab a 110. But there's no reason to rush. There is no reason to rush, ladies and gentlemen, or is there, Bazza? They're not far behind. They are not far behind. One small mistake could put this whole thing in jeopardy for Skyjacker at the moment. But he's maintaining a pace and moving along quite swiftly. Bazza isn't he's not that far ahead of Big Dan. It's not over for Bazza. He can't rest on his laurels, ladies and gentlemen. He's got to keep going. He's got to keep pushing, because Big Dan, and in the championship, as is on the track, it is very tight between the two of them. Pat in 4th place, still clinging on to that podium dream, ladies and gents. Koikarp in 5th, doing what Koikarp can do. He's the top runner on a medium set of tyres as he gives the sideways shunt through out of the corner. Very nice driving there from the Karpov Koi. And then we've got the halves. I don't know what they're rattling. I hear it when I'm driving around. I think it's a train or something, or a tram, as you go around there. I thought you'd see it in spectator mode. I think, oh well, they make a big show of the noise as you drive past in that corner, that you'd see it. Harvey then at the moment in 6th place with the Jammy Dodger in 7th. Sky absolutely running away with this championship, with the Baz chasing him down. Big Dan closing in as well. It's getting tight near the end. Oh, is that Big Dan losing it? No, it's just a little sideways action from Big Dan, and that is his happy place, ladies and gentlemen. Going sideways, drifting, is Dan's happy place. So Big Dan then at the moment holding on to that 3rd spot with Pat just behind him, and things are tight. Hey! And Koi again sliding the Radical around the corner. Very nice stuff. Shall we get on board? Let's see how much sliding we're getting from the Koi. We are up into 14 minutes now. Only 1 more minute to go. And with Koi, it's going to get this lap done, I'm pretty sure, and get another lap in, as will the other drivers. Skyjacker still leads from Bazza, with Big Dan in 3rd, Pat in 4th, and we're on board with the 5th place Koikarp, and it's because we're enjoying the sliding on the medium tyres. We have opted to sit on board with Koi a little bit while he slides the back end around these tighter corners. He was in an absolute challenging battle with Harvey earlier on, but something happened to Harvey and he's gone a little further back now. On board with Koi as he enters what has to be his final lap. I think this is the corner he likes to slide it around. No, it's the other one, isn't it? Oh, beautiful stuff, like a roller coaster ride, ladies and gentlemen. And Koi there giving us a little skid as we leave the corner. Beautiful stuff. But it's Skyjacker now. He's coming up around the final corner, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for the boy Sky as he brings it down towards the line and takes the win. Bazza comes home in 2nd spot. Great drive from the Baz with Big Dan in 3rd and Pat bringing it home in 4th spot. Koikarp grabs an excellent 5th spot, and really did have to beat Harvey there for this position, and Harvey never gave up, always chasing him down, but just couldn't get those soft tyres back to life after whatever befalled him. And now Koikarp then coming to across the line, 5th spot with the half in 6th, and Jammy Dodger coming around in 7th place, but more importantly scoring more points than Digital Blasphemy. So still good for Jammy Dodger. And in the chat, Adam, Adam, it feels like ages. How you doing, man? Hi, Thingy and chat joined just in time to chat the end of the race. Look close. It was a good race. It was a good race. And that's Jammy over the line. Fantastic stuff. So there we go. Skyjacker taking another win this season. Bazza in second. That could now move him up into second in the championship. I'm not sure. We're only small points away. Big Dan in third, Pat in fourth, Koikarp got fifth, Harvey in sixth, and the Dodger in seventh. Right then, race 2, ladies and gentlemen. A reverse grid, and we'll get to see what tyres they pick for race 2. Why not? Why not go all around the houses? This is definitely race 2, isn't it? Yes, we go. Ba ba ba, la 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 la. And there's a bit of intermission music for you. Don't look, don't look, don't look. I'm not prepared. I just wasn't prepared. I didn't expect it to load up so quick. So standing start, ladies and gents. Let us have a look here on the displays. So yeah, a reverse grid and soft tyres for the Dodger. Harvey is going for medium tyres, ladies and gents. Koikarp on the soft tyres as he's already used the mediums. Pat is onto the medium tyres for race 2. Big Dan on the medium tyres for race 2. Bazza's on the medium tyres for race 2. And Skyjacker also opting for those medium tyres. So my word, ladies and gentlemen, Jammy, Dodger and Koikarp, this is a big one. A showdown of all showdowns here. Can the Dodger keep Koikarp at bay? Let's not delay. Let's get on with the race, ladies and gentlemen. The lights are on. Let's go racing. And Jamie Dodger then pulling away with a great start there. And he wants Halves really to stay in front of the Koi. And it's Halves' turn to show Koi the defensive game. Harvey sitting for a very long time behind the Koi on those soft tyres, but Koi's up alongside already, but Harvey showing him the defensive driving that Koi taught him from the first race, and Harvey could really give Dodger his first win here. Come on, the Halves, go on, defend, my son, defend, defend, defend. So Harvey then, absolutely the rear guard for the Jammy of Dodger. Come on, Jammy. Get a move on, you son of a gun. Harvey being the defence. Koikarp frustrated, the only other soft runner, stuck up behind the Halves. And now Bazza is having a sniff at the Koi, and this is getting even worse for the Koi. He thought this race's win was all over for him. And now Harvey, defending, but Bazza's come through and he's nearing up. Oh, action-packed. It looked like Harvey and Big Baz had a coming together, and Koikarp is free. Jammy, please, come on, my friend. Stay clear-headed. Stick with the program. You have an advantage at the moment, but Koikarp is swift. He is fast, ladies and gentlemen. He will not waste any time whatsoever. And in the chat then, Adam saying, I hope everyone is well. Wayne saying, good afternoon all. Janet saying, hi Wayne. Vane saying, afternoon mate. Wayne saying, hi Jan. And Wayne saying, when are you going to race with us? Who, me? I don't even know what night you race. I honestly don't. Jammy Dodger then is leading. Koikarp is in second. Pat there is in third ahead of Big Dan. Sky, Harvey and Bazza fell to the back with their clash of Kalashnikovs. And now we're seeing Sky watching Big Dan and Pat duke it out for that final podium position. Koikarp is on a mission and he's getting purples to catch the Dodger. The Dodger, I am on board with the Dodger for a win. Hashtag Dodge the win. And Koikarp hunting him down. Oh my God, he's fast. He's fast, he's Koikarp. It's a big job. Jammy Dodger, it's going to be hard work to try and stay, but that's the way to do it. 11-6, Koikarp. 10-4. 10-4, big buddy. I'm coming in strong. Then we got Pat in third. Big Dan in fourth. Skyjacker in fifth. The Halves is sixth with the Baz in seventh. My good golly, Miss Molly. This is too hot to go. So the Jammy Dodger, oh come on my friend, you can do this. Make that radical as wide as possible. Slow right down. Bring the other cars into it. Make Koikart defend from the medium runners. Do whatever needs to do. Whatever dirty tactic you've seen in racing before. Do that. Be Max Verstappen. Oh, and Koikart really closing in now on the Dodger. It's not looking great for Dodger at the moment. And Koikart, veteran racer, ladies and gentlemen, veteran racer, is already up and about the Dodger. Oh, we want to race for this. We want to race the Dodger there. Keep it on the inside. Don't give him any quarter. Don't go wide. No, Dodger. Oh, and Coy, it was just too easy for him. Too easy for the Coy, and now he's just going to disappear. So take one last look, because we're not seeing Coy again in this race. See you, Coy. Dodger then, he did his best, ladies and gentlemen. He did what he could do. So what racing do we have here? Skyjacker closing in on Big Dan as Big Dan tries to give it some sideways action. And Pat there doing well as well. Everyone opting to play the drift game on the mediums. Maybe that's the only way to get these cars around the corners. But Pat at the moment doing some wild drifts, staying ahead of Big Dan and Skyjacker in amongst them. On board with Skyjacker as we have the halves and the Baz battling out behind. Maybe we should have a look at those. And the Baz does look like he's going to make the move. Sometimes Baz plays too much of a nice guy, and because it's his fault, I'd say, I'm not pointing blame, but it could be his fault that they're both down there. I imagine he'll just stay behind the halves, feeling too bad to overtake. But he may. We know he can get past. Come on. And he's swinging it out wide there, but I think Baz is doing his gentleman thing where he's not going to overtake because it's his fault, or he feels it's his fault. Koikart then leads from Jammy Dodger in second, Pat in third with Big Dan. Big Dan looking for a move on the Pat, but there's no move going on there, and he's got a squirrel on as he comes out of the corner. Skyjacker looking intently there at the rear derriere of Big Dan. He fancies some big points here, and this is going to be good for Big Dan with Bazza at the back there and Coy scoring at the front there. The championship's going to just stay the same. There's no one. Oh, he's asking Jan when you're going to race with us. Sorry, I thought you were asking me when I get faster, says Janet. Footy asked me same, Wayne. Razorback saying hi thingy and chat. Well, hello, Razorback. And Wayne saying, you'll get faster racing, watching everyone's lines, not AI. That is true. I must say, I joining League Racing really does raise your game. I have to agree with Wayne. If you do want to get faster, it is tough driving around at the back of these guys, but it does make you faster. It really does. It does raise your game. So, and they give you tips and hints. You're in the chat with them, and they say, oh, yeah, well, I find it better if you go down to second gear, or, yeah, you get tips and trips from these guys. Trips. You get trips as well. So, the jammy wall banger is being caught by the Pat now, and this is not what he needs. He needs a strong second place finish. With Pat chasing him down on those medium tyres. Pat having an absolutely banging race. Big Dan in fourth, Sky slipping back somewhat from those guys. So Pat, under full control of his radical at the moment, is concerning himself about the Big Dan, but Jammy Dodger up ahead, dropping time. Oh, and there you see Pat in the background sliding through the corner. It is delicious. It really is. And Skyjacker saying, hey, beautiful, you talking to me? You're talking to me? Wayne saying the Berg. Yeah, you're Carlsberg, huh? No. And Jamie Dwayne saying afternoon all. Well, afternoon. So many people in the chat. My gosh. I'm getting all conscious about what I say. Koi Cup leads the way, fastest lap so far. Jammy Dodger in second, but the Pat is all up and about his business, and Big Dan is in the action also, on board with Biggest Dan as we chase down Pat and the Dodger, and we've got Skyjacker just behind, and it looked like Dodger made a mistake coming out of that corner, but he's kept it together quite nicely, and Big Dan is on Pat's 6. Pat can't do too much with this. If he tries to go on the attack, he leaves himself wide open to Big Dan there, like nearly he has. Big Dan having a snip up the inside. The cars are a little bit snaky as they come out of the corners, and Big Dan opts to stay behind the Pat there as the Dodger tries to make his escape. Skyjacker not quite there. Look, he's lost a bit of time that last time around, and this battle keeps raging on. Another podium battle, ladies and gentlemen, and Jammy Dodger at the moment up there in second place. We are 8.5 minutes into a 15-minute race, and the Dodger still holding on to second, but Pat is applying pressure evenly. But Big Dan applying a little bit more. Big Dan having a sniff, but again, it's around that outside. You end up on the wrong side in the next corner. And no, Pat says, no, thou shalt not pass. Not there. And Big Dan giving it his all at the moment, trying to come through. And I heard a wall. I thought someone had hit a wall then. I just looked down to chat, and I heard a scrape. But everyone seems safe. Even Jammy Dodger looks to be pulling away from the Pat at the moment. Big Dan, though, is not letting Pat have a second's rest. And they'll find that Skyjacker will be back with them. Bazza has gone past the halves. I thought he was doing the polite thing and staying behind. And the half then is in 7th spot. Not the race he was hoping for. And he's had a word with Barrier. And Barrier agreed this wasn't the race you were looking for. Jamie in the chat saying afternoon, and Jamie saying the corners on this track were not forgiving. I'm guessing Jamie's Jammy Dodger, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the chat, Jammy. So Jammy then in second place at the moment, and Big Dan going for a move up the inside again. You've got to get on the other side, haven't you? You've really got to get on the other side to be in the right place for the next corner. And Pat there doing the job of defence. And this is helping Jammy out no end for that second place. Is this going to be his highest finish of the season? It could well be. Koi Cup out there in the lead. I said we weren't going to look at him again, but there we go. We'll have another quick look as he goes about his business. Jammy Dodger. Now, is that everyone all used the tyres they need to use? I believe it is. So we're going to have everyone on the softs for the second race. And Bazza and Harvey will be at the front of that pack, so that's going to be very interesting. Big Dan at the moment, though, he's got the move done on Pat, and now it's his turn to chase down the Dodger. I didn't notice him making the move either. That's terrible, ladies and gents. Skyjacker, does he fancy this? Does he fancy trying to get involved in this podium battle? We're at 11 minutes of the race. So there is still plenty of time. Jammy Dodger feeling the pressure of Biggest Dan coming up behind him, but Big Dan cannot shake the Pat. And now Skyjacker joining in on the fun and the frolics. Bazza not that far behind, but not enough to close in and cause pressure. He needs someone to make a mistake ahead of him to be able to gain into this little club, the Podium Battle Club. And at the moment, Jammy Dodger, we're all holding our breath for Jammy at the moment. Could be his highest finish in the Radical Racing Series. And big slide as he come through the corner. And that is why they call him Drifting Dan. Is it Drifting Dan? Dan the Drift? Jammy Dodger then leads, well, not leads, Koi leads, but leads this pack, we should say. So Jammy at the moment doing what he needs to do to stay ahead. We're at the 12th minute, only a few more laps to go. Big Dan, though, is looking very racy. In that third spot, he is looking very much like he fancies that second place ahead. And Pat has got a plan. He thinks if Big Dan goes for second, I am just following him through. I am sticking to the back of him like glue. And whatever Big Dan does, I'm going to do too. Skyjacker in fifth. closing in on this battle, but Jammy Dodger is playing survival, ladies and gentlemen. He is holding on for dear life. Koikap cruising to an easy win, and he's going to take them as they come. Take the hard-fought ones and take the ones gifted. And this one is certainly a gift for Koi. Jammy Dodger in second place still, with Big Dan in third. He's dropped Sky. Oh no, Pat must have had an issue. Pat's dropped back behind the Sky, and now Skyjacker is looking at the rear dairy of Big Dan. Big Dan he's never been closer to the Dodge at the moment, and Jammy Dodger, he's going to have to make that radical wide now. Don't drive off the road like you did last time. That's it. Good show, old chap. So on board with a Big Dan as he fights for that podium. We have the soft-tired Jammy Dodger ahead. Can he hold on for that second place? I can't account for Jammy Dodger finishing this high in this series so far, this championship. So this could be Jammy's best position to date. Oh, bish, bash and bosh. Big Dan sliding into the wall there, and Jammy Dodger gets a reprise. And I know. I'm meant to be unbiased commentary, but I am rooting for the Dodge, ladies and gentlemen. Jammy Dodger, come on, my son. I love to see an underdog come through. Big Dan in third with Skyjacker now, closer than he's ever been. And Pat again, looking at the back of another Radical. And he's thinking, I've seen a lot of back of Radicals today. I want to be at the front of the Radicals. Bazza in sixth place all by himself, and the halves, it looks like he has definitely secured a podium, a pole for next season, for next race. Koikap bringing it around. We are 14 and a half minutes. We've got 30 seconds left of this race, and albeit maybe an alien abduction, Koikap has got this one in the bag. Jammy Dodger still in second with Big Dan ahead of Skyjacker and Pat. The battle of the podium is strong here. Big Dan ahead of Sky, who is ahead of Pat now. Pat looking intently for a way past race one winner, our championship leader. Big Dan looking for points. Koikap looking for a win. And it's coming his way, ladies and gentlemen. Jammy Dodger has only got half a lap to hold on as Big Dan gives it big slides. Skyjacker in fourth, but it's Koikap bringing it around the final corner, and Koikap takes a win, ladies and gentlemen. Great stuff from Koikap. Jammy Dodger, can he hold it together? He's only got one more corner as he waves to the train station as he comes past around the top corner, coming down towards the line, and it's Jammy Dodger in second, Big Dan in third. Take a boo, my son. Pat gets fourth ahead of Skyjacker. What happened there? Skyjacker was ahead of the Pat. He went very wide. He gave the position, it looks like. Looks like he handed the position back to the Pat there. So Pat in fourth, Sky in fifth. Basness is bringing it home in sixth place. The Belgian Bullet. Harvey knows about the Belgian Bullet today. I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't know whose fault it was. I just saw Harvey and Bazza had a bash, and they both ended up swinging into barriers. So Harvey then rounds it out, grabs himself pole position for the next race. So I'm pretty sure everyone is on soft tyres for this third and final race, ladies and gentlemen. It is gonna be an absolute banger. So brace yourselves here at Ivor Big Wang, and we are gonna have an absolute blast when it loads up. Don't look at the spoilers, because why would you want to know the results yet? We want to see it undeveloped ahead of our very eyes. So we'll get, I'm pretty sure everyone's on softs, but let us get all of the displays up so we can definitely see. So there we go. The half then is starting on the soft tyre. We've got the Baz starting on the soft tyre. We've got Pat starting on soft tyres. We've got Sky in fourth starting on the soft tyre. We've got Big Dan starting on the soft. Hey, that's so strange, because Pat finished ahead of Sky. Maybe Big Dan is in fifth. I don't know. It looks like Sky let Pat through, but it looks like maybe they've argued it after the race and they've given the position back to Sky because there was no need to give it to Pat. I don't understand. But Skyjacker in fourth, Big Dan on soft tyres in fifth. We've got the Jammy Dodger starting in sixth, on the soft tyres, and Koi Cup. So yeah, the whole field is on the soft tyre. Here we go. Janet saying great racing again, and Skyjack saying unfortunately I didn't give the position to Pat. It was a great opportunistic move with myself running wide to try and run at Big D. Also probably my mistake with the starting grid. Oh, there you go. Sorry. Well, you know I'm Sherlock Holmes. I investigate as I go along. Hang on, I'm taking my headset off. I've got to take my jumper off. It's getting hot in here. Dan 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 dan. Dan 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 dan. A little strip show for the wife. She was really intrigued. So then, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're ready for race 3. I have declothed, and I am ready. Let's have it. So let's go racing, ladies and gentlemen. We are off, and the halves off to a great start then, and it's a very slow start for who was that? Pat. Pat wasn't ready, and he's had a bang up the back. So Pat not quite ready for that start. The half is off and unyielding as the Bazza in second. Oh, a little tap was there from the Baz. Oh, you cheeky little monkey, you. Oh, you cheeky little one. So Bazza and Harvey, no love lost. They trade paint, ladies and gents. And the Baz going for the long way round around the outside, and he's pulled it off. Awesome stuff from the Bazanator. Harvey now down into second, and Sky is in third with Big Dan in fourth. Koi Cup up to fifth ahead of the Dodger and ahead of Pat. We know Pat has pace though, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get on board. He doesn't like this corner. Very understeery for the Radical, and not going well there for the Pat around that corner. So Bazza in the lead ahead of the halves, and now we've got Skyjacker all up and in Harvey's business. Signore Harvey. I am Harvey. You killed my father. I am here to avenge him. And a big punt there from the Sky. But it's no harm, no foul. Nothing serious. Because the half survived. And Skyjacker then in third with the Big Dan chasing him down. And we have Koi and the Dodge in a duel. A duel of ages here, ladies and gentlemen. And it's Koi that goes... Oh, no, it's Pat. Sorry, it wasn't Koi. It's Pat. Too many white cars, you know. And the Dodger... struggling to get around the corners, but I think we found out the controller users do not get half the steering angle that the wheel drivers use. It's a strange car, but yeah, they don't give the pad users, the maxi pad users, a lot of steering angle. It seems unfair. So those on a pad somewhat disadvantaged in the race. Harvey, I think, is a pad user. I don't want to say, he may not be. And Sky all up and in his business, and Big Dan fancies a piece as well, but Skyjacker pulling the trigger. He's going for the move, ladies and gentlemen. He's up the inside of the halves, and Big Dan sticking to the rear back of him and gets through. Look at that. Oh, Harvey lost a big bit of time there letting them through. Oh, he's got damage at the front as well, ladies and gentlemen. He must have had a knock with the barrier, which released Skyjacker and Big Dan to go racing. Now Harvey in fourth with Koi Cup up behind him, and Pat is coming back into the action as well. Pat having a sniff at Koi, but there's nothing doing there. And again, they're going for that outside, but you want to get on the other side of them before this corner. And Halves there is chasing down Big Dan, and Skyjacker and Big Dan raced each other many races. Hundreds, if not thousands of races these guys have shared. And it looks like Skyjacker made a mistake coming out of the chicane, and Big Dan pulling up alongside him. Big Dan's claiming the inside line. And then is it going to be Big Dan going into the corner first, just about with his nose? And it's Big Dan claims the corner from Skyjacker. Absolutely well played, but Skyjacker getting a good drive up the hill and coming back at the Dan. And very tidy racing from these pair. Like I said, they have raced each other for tens of thousands of miles, ladies and gents. They know each other's moves. They are in sync with each other. The Harv at the moment under threat from Coy, and Coy just getting a little slide from the car as he exits the last corner, and that gives Pat a little look of interest around the outs. Now Pat, he's looking around that outside. That's where you want to be to get the inside for this line, but it's such an awkward corner to go around that way. It's such a long line. It isn't worth it, but you can't line up the next corner without doing so. Big Dan and Skyjack are still hard at it as the Baz disappears into the distance and says, Auf Wiedersehen? No. Oh, I don't know what non-Germans say to say goodbye. It's Auf Wiedersehen, isn't it? No, that's warning, I think. No, I think it is goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen. Achtung is warning, isn't it? I know he's Belgium, not German, but it's close enough. Sky is in second with the Big Dan all up and in his business. I think Belgians actually speak more Dutch than they do German. Harv is in fourth, and he's got the Coy and the Pat chasing him down. Big hitters behind the Harvs, but he's taking it within his coolness. No harm, no foul. He's just sticking to it, ladies and gentlemen, and not being concerned about the Coy that's sticking his nose up around the outside of his car. And Harv says, you can do that all day long, mate. You're not going to be able to get through there. You won't fit through there, sir. So Harvey at the moment under a lot of pressure, but cool head, knows what he needs to do, where to place the car. Very difficult track to make an overtake into those tight corners if your car placement is almost perfect. Now Coy's going for an inside lunge, and now Harvey having to go a long way round. Oh gosh. And it looks like Coy may have made the move. It's all about the race up the hill. The Harv has just got his nose in front, and Coy may have to concede the position here, and he does. He steps in behind Harvs, and Harvs there absolutely for that one. Got a great drive out of the corner, and now Coy is under threat from Pat. Pat having a sniff at the Coy, and this is the difficulty of the track. You try to make a move, and if you don't get it right, then you get punished. Jamie Dodger still in the fight here, ladies and gentlemen. He's still there chasing him down. Bazza leading this race. Easy does it for the Baz with Skyjacker in second and Big Dan. These two have been dicing for the last 6 laps, and we are 6 minutes into this race. Baz says it's Flemish. I was going to say Flemish, but I didn't know if that was a slur of some kind. And Coy forcing his way through. I don't know. It looks... He's around the outside there, and it's a beautiful... No forcing his way through there at all. Coy can't... Did I go forward or something? Oh, no, this was Harvs was trying to force his way through, sorry. Coy had already made the move, and Harvs was just trying to hang it around the outside of the back there. Beautiful racing from these guys, still side by side, and now Harvey behind the Coy, and Pat is just there. He wants to make something happen here. Now Harv we see go wide in this corner, so he gets a better drive up the hill, and Pat gives him a little knock to say hello, and Jamie Dodger is right in the action, ladies and gentlemen. This is absolutely banging racing. Coy Carp up to 4th now, and the Harvs is chasing him down. Pat is under threat from the Dodge. Jamie Dodger has bloomed into a racer, ladies and gentlemen. Bazza still leads ahead of the Sky with a Big Dan in pursuit. And Skyjack is saying, if you want to wind him up, he speaks dodgy Dutch. Well, I said he speaks Dutch. I think I said Belgians speak mostly Dutch. I don't even know why they call Belgium a country, really. It's just like, it's a slither of rough land between Holland and Germany, isn't it? So the Baz then, they couldn't even host their own World Cup. They had to share it with Holland. Jesus, I'm really upsetting the Belgians today. They make good chocolate, though. Come on. Razorback saying, looking forward to your next OTH race coverage. That'll be Tuesday, my friend. They're not even raced it yet. Sunday they raced that one. That race has not even taken place. I know I'm under pressure to get these streams out, but races that haven't even happened, I can't. I've got one more. I've got one in the bag, and that is the tyre shredders. Then I can tell you the next week's scheduling for the TRC network. Look at that. I'm starting to call it the TRC network. It's so funny. Thingamajig Racing Channel. Monday night will be the Ultimate Racing League GRSC Round 9 at Nürburgring GP. On Tuesday, we have the OTH Manufacturers Cup Round 4. Can't remember where it is. Sorry, should have looked. Could you imagine the advertising bloke saying, don't remember where it is? Good luck. Wednesday, we are live with the F-Type Series. Thursday, we may not have any racing for a change. Friday, back with the World Racing Community for Formula X. Then we have Saturday, we've got the last round of the Racing Radicals that you're looking at now. And then, I don't know, I've got to speak to Full Throttle, different group, Tyre Shredders, to see what their next thing is. So Bazza then is leading this race with Skyjacker in second, Big Dan in third. Then we have Koikap in fourth. Then Harvey in fifth. Harves is under the pressure from Pat at the moment. And Jammy Dodger is there for it. Let's get on board with the Dodger. We are just coming up to 10 minutes of racing. Oh, it's Le Mans. It's Le Mans, ladies and gentlemen. Tuesday evening. You will catch it. Oh, of course, yeah, because he's trying to work out how to get the day to go tonight. He's struggling with it. I remember now. So there, join us Tuesday evening to see how the OTH guys, if they manage to make day turn tonight during the race at Le Mans. So in the Group 3s, we're in the Group 3s that week as well. So that's going to be good. Nice big powerful cars around Le Mans. So Jamie Dodger then chasing down the Pat really in close quarter racing with Harvey. Signore Harvey, and then Koikap managing to get past the halves and chasing down for Big Dan, who has had that nothing but close quarter fighting with Sky. Are they catching up the Baz? I thought I saw a flash of blue just in the I tell you what, he's not a million miles away from him. 109.9 for the Baz. Skyjacker a 109.2. Big Dan a 109.4. And this is tight racing, ladies and gentlemen. One small mistake from the Bazinator and he loses his win altogether. Wayne saying we're doing testing, but it's Group 3 German. Is that the tyre shredders? Have you not? Is it going to be another Academy series then, or something different? I don't know. Like I said, I've got to see. It was Hoppers that I was chatting with, so I'll have to send him a message and say, "What go on there, my blood?" Because that's how we talk. We're gangsters, you see. Oh no! My word! My gosh! My silly willy, Big Baz buried it. Oh no, the Baz, a certain win, an absolute banger of a win on the cards. And now Skyjacker comes forward and takes the lead of this race with Big Dan setting chase, and the Baz now in third. Whoa. Poor Baz, man, came from nothing. It really was. I was just watching it, just thinking of maybe popping over to Tesco's, getting something to eat. Oh no, it's 3 o'clock. They're only open for an hour. Might be the bandits at the end of the road called Co-op. They actually wear masks when you buy things from them. It's highway robbery. It really is, going to the Co-op, but it's the closest shop. But I always feel like I've been mugged. So Skyjacker there is in the lead with Big Dan in second. The Baz is in third. And Koikap is all up and about his business, ladies and gentlemen. The Koi is having intense looks at the rear dairy air of the Bazinator, thinking about a way through. That is for show. Wayne saying we're doing testing, but it's yes. Oh, Wayne said yes. To my question, I forgot I asked. That they haven't started a new season yet, I guess. So Sky leads this race with Big Dan in second. Bazza is in third. The Koi is in fourth. And Bazza does seem to have dusted himself off and managed to get himself away from Koi. Koi was very close there to grabbing another podium, which he could do with. Remember that little mid-championship battle. Second, third, fourth and fifth are all very close on points. And I mean, it means nothing unless you're at the top, but Skyjacker has got his towel on that. He's put his monster towel all over first place in the championship. So I don't think anyone's going to have an opportunity to go for that, but second, third and fourth is still up for grabs. It is still bragging rights come the next season. Harvey there is in fifth with the Pat behind. Pat being frustrated by the Marlborough Radical. No way past, he says. Why is there no way past? And again, Coy closing back up on the Belgian Bullet. The Belgian Bullet looks like he's struggling in this corner. And Coy very close behind. And Bazza has to watch his six now, ladies and gentlemen. Big Dan in second place. He was giving Skyjacker all kinds of headaches earlier in the race, but doesn't seem to be able to keep up that pace with Skyjacker now, as Skyjacker crosses the line to start what can be his final lap of the race, ladies and gentlemen. 2 wins down, and he is definitely a worthy champion. We have to say he might have won the championship before we even get to round 6, ladies and gents. Big Dan in second place with the Baz in third, trying to keep Koikap off. Koikap's second in the championship, but he's had a win today, so his second could be safe, even though the people who are ahead of him are very close to the points to him. Big Dan Bazza, this was almost a certain win for him. That could have propelled him up to second in the championship, I'm sure of it, but at the moment he is eating cheese. Down in third place, Koikap in fourth, Harvey in fifth. Harvey has been nothing but pressured throughout this race. The Pat, the start, has been all up and in his business throughout the race, and it has been a lot of pressure from the Harvey to deal with. He's going to need therapy at the end of this. And Jamie Dodger in sight of the pack. He's got to be happy about that. So now then, Skyjacker, ladies and gentlemen, comes through to take the second win of the evening. Big Dan in second, and it's the Baznator gets third. Small consolidation, and Pat Koikap in fifth. And Koikap got Pat got past the halves. Here we go. Looking back at that action before anyone's crossed the line. Sky, Big Dan, Bazza, they've all crossed the line now. And here we go. Pat is making some... Oh, a little rude. It's a little rude, that. I'm not sure, Pat. No, Pat's giving it him back. No, Pat kept it. Fifth, Harvey in sixth. I'm not sure that one stands. Seemed a little muscly. A bit of elbows out. Had to push his way through there. So we'll see. We'll let them do. They probably thought that was fine. Skyjacker then takes his second win, and that has to be the championship sealed, surely. We'll find out next week. Big Dan is in second. That battle for second in the championship is hot as lava, ladies and gentlemen. Big Dan, Bazza and Koikap all fighting it out for that position. Bazza in third, almost a certain win going up the Swanee there for Bazza, and I suppose it's because he's Belgium, maybe. Koikap in fourth with the Pat in fifth, Harvey in sixth, and Jamie Dodger in seventh. But I think Harvey and the Pat may have to visit the stewards after the race. That, ladies and gentlemen, was banging. I don't think I've covered either Big Wang before, so I'm really pleased with that. That was good. I enjoyed it. I'll have to learn the name. Skyjacker saying, thank you covering this, buddy. We really appreciate it. Hey, man, my pleasure. I get just as much pleasure out of it as you guys do. Trust me. It scratches my racing itch. Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, I gave you a run through. I don't need to tell you what's up and coming. This afternoon, after the Formula 1 race, which is probably already going, or when I finish watching the race, I'll try and get the tyre shredders final round done, and then we're going to the week nice and clean. Okay, thank you for joining me here. Thank you, everyone VRC, for putting on such great racing. Thank you for everyone who comes and gets involved in the chat and stuff like that. I appreciate you all. I don't expect any of it. I do it for me. I do this for fun because I get a kick out of shouting about cars. If you lot watch or not, it's my little thing. So I do appreciate that you actually come along for the journey. Cheers, guys. Nothing more to say. Tiru, peace and love, peace and love.